right, so here we are. This is Industry Link behind the bar. I couldn't be more happy to introduce my man Joey Masson. This is a dude that's been in the industry for a very long time, knows his stuff in and out, and like this is what it's about. It's about getting that insight, finding out what's going on behind the bar in the industry. Let's go. So Joey, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Like, how long you been bartending?
About 10 years.
Wow.
Started behind the sticks when I was like 18, 19, 29 now, so getting there.
Okay, and what gravitated you to this industry? Like, what was it? What was it about bartending?
I mean, honestly, it was a neighbor. Dude I grew up across the street from, kind of like an uncle, family member, owned a bar. I got laid off from a job working for the Smithsonian. It was like, come by Thursday, we'll get you trained up. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do this for a few months. 10 years later, you see where I'm at.
Nice. Me personally, I've been in the industry for a little bit, and one of the things I noticed was that initially in the beginning, I'm talking about a couple of years ago. I ain't gonna give away my age, but I'm gonna tell you, it was some time back. Bartending was something that bartenders just did at the summer thing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Spring break, you know, whatever. But I feel like it's become a real entity, you know what I'm saying? It's very professional business. People are purchasing homes and raising families, you know, from behind the bar. Can you speak to that a little bit? Like, have you noticed that growth?
I think the level of respect that people have had for the industry has grown. You know, it used to be something that you didn't really think about. You know, I mean, when you're, you know, unless you were a club bartender or you were, you know, running a neighborhood bar, you weren't going to be there for that long. It was a college gig, something you do over the summer. But, you know, the cocktail game changed, whiskey game changed. People are into rums, really cool rums now. And I think that changed how people view the industry as a whole. So I think that you can, when you have these things where people aren't, you know, just buying $4 beers and, you know, $4 shots, and they're, you know, willing to try something cooler, you know, try something that takes a little bit more time to make, or something that, you know, requires, you know, rarer ingredients. I think that's what, you know, kind of pushes the game further, and, you know, it allows people to, you know, really discover themselves within the industry. You know, there's a lot of different ways that you can work this gig now. You can, you know, do clubbing, you can do cocktails, you can do whiskey, you can still do a, you know, beer and a shot kind of bar, and you know, make a decent living, you know, and, you know, as long as you're paying your taxes, Uncle Sam isn't coming for you.
No doubt. Is there a spirit that you go to, like your go-to personally, and just you recommend it? Like, it's that one thing that really.
I'd say if I had to pick one spirit, it would probably be rye. Rye whiskey. Don't tell barley or corn that I'm not picking up. But it's something that I think that hasn't been fully explored yet, and I think that more and more places are distilling different kinds of rye, and I think that people have, you know, everyone's a fan of bourbon now, you know, and the Scots have been doing distilling for centuries. So it's, you know, those things have been explored, not fully, because we're always finding new things, but much more so. And I think that rye is finally getting its day in the sun, and, you know, we're starting to see some cool things come out of a lot of cool distilleries.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you coming through. One thing though, what let's just say somebody's trying to get into to bartending, like any kind of, you know, recommendations, stay away, you know, because, you know, we've been dealing with COVID for a long time, and I think COVID kind of changed the game a little bit. Like, people are like, you know, it kind of shook up the industry somewhat, and you know, I think people felt a sense of like just not having that stability in the industry. But we also know that it's coming back. So can you speak to that, like, really quick?
I would say this: the same thing before COVID as during COVID as after COVID. Shut up and know what you don't know. I think that's the biggest thing, is don't lie to guests. You know, don't pretend like you know something that you don't know, and, you know, keep your head down and work, because there's one thing that you can't teach, and that's a work ethic. Okay. So if you come today with every single day to work with a work ethic, everyone's gonna respect you a lot more than if you come in there with years of cocktails experience and, you know, you're a piece of garbage behind the bar, or, you know, you don't want to do the jobs that everyone else has to do. I think those are the two biggest things. Know what you don't know, and come to work ready to work.
Exactly. And just really quick, I know I said that was the last one, but you touched on something that made me feel like,
Only
that,
because it's you, Andy.
that makes me feel like, this is what makes you so good at what you do, is the social aspect of this job. You know what I'm saying? To be relatable, to make that connection.
Yeah.
Somebody can come in thinking they want to buy a fucking $13 cocktail and wind up trying one of the most expensive whiskeys in the bar. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that has to do with that engagement, that initial,
Yeah, well, you gotta trust people to trust you. You know what I mean? And I think that the biggest, I was taught something when I was, still bar back in this industry, that it takes a second to set in, but once it clicks, you get it. And that's that if you assume that everyone that walks in the front door is gonna be an asshole, but you don't treat them that way, you can only be surprised in a good way. And that helps to go to the next table and not bring that negative energy from somebody who might just be having a bad day. As long as you don't let them make you have a bad day, everyone's gonna be relaxed a little bit more, and then just be authentic. I mean, you always got to fake a smile, but try to find a place where it's real.
No doubt. Perfectly said. We're gonna wrap it up on that. Thank you, brother, for your time.
Of course,
just like I said, it's that insight that we're looking at.
Go to
Stay tuned.
industrylink.com.
Stay tuned, no doubt. Industry Link.